In this episode, we will talk about expats leaving the Philippines. I will also share a couple of stories with some tips in case you plan to leave anytime soon or are coming here and wonder what happens in case things don't work out. Firstly, you should be aware that if you come to the Philippines and stay longer than 6 months, you need a certificate of exit and exit clearance, which shows the immigration authorities that you are not a criminal or have anything against you. Therefore, be aware and prepare about 3 to 5 days before your exit to receive this exit clearance. It is annoying and a shock to me when I first found out. The truth is that many people come to the Philippines expecting one thing, but finding out that the reality is a whole different thing, especially after you spent 3 months or longer in this country. At first, when you come here, things can be exciting, and you tend to avoid all the inconveniences, all the things that might annoy you otherwise, because perhaps you were slightly prepared by watching my channels or just doing your own research, being aware of the pollution and the trash and the people and the scamming and the terrible food, and you try to adjust and just try to brush off these inconveniences. However, at some point, once your money starts to run out and you realize that this country has nothing to offer you except for easy women, the easiest women in the world, how you can sleep with multiple women in the same day without even trying, then you realize it's all the same, and it's not really worth your time, your effort, or your energy. The only reason why many people stay here is from either desperation, being trapped by a Filipina, either with property, investment, or a baby which may or may not be yours. Keep those things in mind. However, most people cannot stay here long term because they value themselves, they respect themselves. They try to actually improve their lives and not to downgrade in any way. World Focused says, I have been stuck in the Pinoy fantasy land for 12 years. I am partially to blame for staying that long in this country, but I will finally be able to leave in a year or so. I speak two local languages, Tagalog and Bisaya. I sometimes watch the local news. The country is to get a lot worse for a long time. The ruling class, this country have survived by making Filipinos poor and dumb. There's no way they will allow an honest politician to run the country. And even if an honest politician runs the country for 6 years and does everything right, he will be replaced by a corrupt politician who reverses whatever progress that his predecessor has made. And don't forget that Filipinos are instinctively corrupt, partially because of their culture and the need to survive. The people are hopeless, and hopeless. They will never go to the streets and protest. The people are helpless and hopeless. They will never go to the streets and protest. They are taught to just sit around and wait for a savior. If you are still living here, get out while you can. And if you are married to a Filipina and have kids, you can bring them with you to Thailand or wherever you want to go. You will actually save a lot of money by leaving the Philippines. Please leave while you can. There is literally no reason for you to stay here. The Philippines government doesn't give you a monthly allowance here, and living expenses are unnecessarily high. Spend your hard-earned money somewhere else. This person has tried to give it a shot for 12 years and cannot do it anymore. Atomic Vagrant says, a tip for expats who are planning to leave the Philippines for good: don't tell a soul about your plans to escape. Don't think you can be honest with your girl and nicely break up before you leave the country. You may need to strategize in order to ensure a clean escape. For example, send her a visit her family a day or so before you fly out. Do not tell her you are leaving. Make your plans secret. Why all this? She has quickly become accustomed to the lifestyle and security you provided, and she knows what is waiting after you leave. Dried fish, chicken feet, and rice. And the big one is she will lose face big time. She has posted on Facebook everything you guys have done together in order to make her friends jealous. Every meal, every day trip, every gift, everything gets posted. The emotion of losing and you have provided will be too much for her to deal with, and serious drama will follow. Screaming, crying, threats, lies will all be against you. This is how she will save face. This is now a perfect peso-making opportunity for everyone around her, including the police. You will need money, pay your way out of this situation, or worse, jail, violence. The day before you were everyone's hero, and the next day you are the enemy. Just vanish. This is an excellent tip. Stop announcing your next move to people in the Philippines. Stop telling them how much money you have, or where you're going, and what your plans are in the Philippines or even outside. Stop giving information to those that have nothing to do with your personal life. You will be surprised and amazed how many people I've spoken to would just openly tell me the amount of money they're making, where they're living, and every other situation that I have no business knowing. Now imagine them telling the same thing to a bunch of local Filipino men who have no money and no future. Of course, you are setting yourself up for failure and for trouble. Do not do this in the Philippines. Keep the information to yourself. Don't tell anyone your next move. They don't need to know. If you plan to leave, just do it. Don't announce it. Don't try to be a nice guy. Just cut it. Cold turkey. Give it up. Move on and enjoy your life. It is now time for the best and worst comment of our previous video. The best comment is from Vito Showman. Noise pollution, annoying beggars, sick dogs, and private beaches are my worst turn-offs in the Philippines. I could probably put up with everything else, but super loud karaoke, late at night, beggars banging on the doors to ask for money is too much. Vito makes an excellent point. In the Philippines, oftentimes, the beaches that you actually want to be at are privatized. You have no access to it as the public. And the sick dogs is heartbreaking. They do not care about their pets, the animals. There's too much street dogs to even try to care for them, as these people cannot even care for themselves. It's heartbreaking to see these street animals, specifically dogs, mistreated, also to be suffering from many illnesses which are visible on their skin outside. Karaoke. Recently, there was a holiday in the Philippines, and loud music could be heard until 4 or 5 in the morning. People laughing louder than the music. It's hilarious to me how they can continue to do this always. And now for the worst comment of this video and for the entire channel. I cannot believe what I'm reading. Passport Bro for Life says, there is less STD in the Philippines because Filipino men circumcise. Although HIV is increasing, the rate is still far lower than the US. Even CDC recommended circumcision because so many STD transmissions are reduced when men are circumcised. I don't know how to respond to this comment. If I even have to explain why this is the stupidest comment on the channel, imagine thinking this is how STDs are spread. This is the type of education that Pinoys receive, although I'm not sure if this person is a Pinoy, but definitely never been informed about STDs correctly. Help spread the truth about this place. Subscribe to this channel. Click thumbs up button. Share this video. Thanks for watching. God bless.